Okay, so I keep like looking through my phone at old notes on this and trying to like come up with what I'm gonna say, and it's been like, I don't know, 20 minutes since I started that. So I'm gonna stop doing that and just start talking and hope for the best. Yay! In a previous VEDA video, I alluded to, but didn't really go into details about the fact that I have an audio processing disorder. So this was diagnosed about midway through last year, and I definitely have not made a video about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll tell you a little bit about what that means and a little bit about how that came about. So to start with, I started seeing a therapist last year, and one of the things that she suggested and I was able to do through her office was get a diagnostic test done. I went into it like really thinking and hoping that I would be diagnosed with ADHD. I still think I have ADHD. But when I finally, like, the test was this whole big thing. When I finally got the results back, I was diagnosed not with ADHD, but with an audio processing disorder, depression, and anxiety. What is an audio processing disorder, and what does that mean in like day-to-day life? Because ADHD is something that a lot of people are familiar with, even people who don't have it likely know what some of the symptoms are, but an audio processing disorder I had never really heard of before, and most of the people that I talk to and have told about it, including my GP, had not heard of it before. So, let's talk a little bit about what that means. An audio processing disorder quite literally means that I have trouble processing audio. So, a good way to describe it, I think, is like a computer that lags a little bit, but only with audio input. Audio processing disorder is kind of like that, in that I will hear what someone is saying to me and I can hear it fine. I don't have any issues with my actual hearing, but I don't really understand what the question was. I haven't processed the question, I haven't processed the information for a minute or so. And sometimes it is just a minute or so, and sometimes it's like 2 days. And I think that's kind of the difference between, like, I can use that description of like a computer lagging, and even in like the people that I've spoken to about this, a lot of the response that I've gotten has been like, oh, like, I have that, like, maybe I have an audio processing disorder. And I'm just like, I'm not saying you don't have an audio processing disorder, but in order to be diagnosed with an audio processing disorder, this means that it's something that like is affecting you almost constantly, as opposed to something that happens once in a while. This happens to a lot of people once in a while. You were zoned out, you didn't really hear what the question was, and you have to ask someone to repeat it. This happens to me like constantly, like all the time. A few examples for you. Starting in like 2nd grade, math was really hard for me, and part of it is because it doesn't come naturally to me, but a big part of it was because the stuff that was explained on the board, they would explain it, a teacher would explain it verbally and then just write the equations on the board, and it didn't click. I did not get it at all. An audio processing disorder is also why I think I have trouble reading music, is because I'm not quite able to connect what I'm seeing on the page, even if I know that's a C or that's a B flat. Like, I can't translate that into what I'm hearing of the music, which is like counterintuitively why I wind up learning most music by ear. This is also why I have trouble taking information over the phone. I can do it, but it is really, like, I wind up having to ask people to repeat themselves, which makes them frustrated and makes me frustrated. It's just not a good thing. Basically, anytime what I'm hearing doesn't sync up with what I'm seeing, I'm struggling. Another symptom of my audio processing disorder is that just really loud sounds affect me more. And that one is like kind of hard to quantify because I don't necessarily know how other people are responding to a loud noise versus how I respond to it. Like, basically anytime there's a noise that's loud that I'm not expecting, I like kind of jump out of my skin. There's like an announcement on a loudspeaker, I'll like jump and kind of like yell. When there's an ambulance passing by, I'm not really going to talk about the like specific symptoms of depression and anxiety that I have, for one, because I've kind of talked about those in the past, and I will link to some videos where I have talked about anxiety even in this past month, and depression in lots of videos before this. Yeah, is that it? I think that's it. I feel like that's it. I don't know that there's like really a nice little button or I have no idea how to end this video. I hope this is helpful. Either it's going to be helpful with you interacting with me personally, if we know each other IRL, as they say, or if not, I hope that it is helpful with how you can interact with anyone who you come across in your regular life who may have this. It's like, it's not a big deal, but it also is. It's one of those kind of things. Like, it manifests itself in a lot of different little ways, and I don't necessarily think about it on a daily basis, but I do feel the effects of it on a daily basis. So, yeah. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's VEDA, so I'll see you tomorrow. You're not ready.